Hey everybody, it's Christine, and today I want to talk to you about the most important person to forgive. But first, a story. So this week I was on my way to the gym, as I usually do when I'm home back in LA, ready to head into my 8:45 shockwave class, and as I'm pulling into the parking garage, boom! Someone rear ends me pretty hard, and I was on a downward ramp, so he hit me and then I kind of jumped ahead a little bit. And my first reaction was, whoa, that hurt, and am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. Let me get out of the car. Oh, the car's pretty damaged. All right, we got to pull in and sort this out. And I got out of the car, and I was still a little razzled, and as soon as I saw the young man's face who hit me when he got out of his car, my energy immediately shifted and went into such compassion because I could tell by the look on his face he felt awful. He felt terrible. He's like, are you okay? Oh my gosh, your car. I'm going to lose my job. This is awful. He was driving the delivery car for a food company, so it wasn't even his car. And I could just see the self-beat he was going into and the fear he was going into. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Listen, like, I'm okay. You're okay. This is why we have insurance. And I got into a conversation with him about forgiveness and how important it is to forgive ourselves. So there's the big reveal. That's the subject of this vlog. The most important person to forgive is ourselves. It does us no good to go into self-judgment and self-blame and all those things I saw that young man doing. And I shared with him, look, I rear-ended somebody about 2 years ago. Not very hard, but I was looking at my phone, and it taught me a valuable lesson. It taught me not to look at my phone at all when I'm driving, and I don't. And oftentimes we're so caught up in the self-beat and the judgment that we don't get the lesson. We forgive another person way before we forgive ourselves. And why is that? Well, I think because we're just naturally pretty hard on ourselves, and we think that by being hard on ourselves and beating ourselves up, and then that's somehow penance for whatever wrong we did. But holding on to anger against anyone else, or especially ourselves, is completely unhealthy. It does us no good, and it's toxic. So how do we forgive? Well, I want to briefly take you through a self-forgiveness process. And if you have Expectation Hangover, which is my last book, if you go to page 159, I guide you through this exercise. And there's even a little code where you can download this, me guiding you through this exercise in a free audio format. So if you have your copy of Expectation Hangover, refer to that. If you don't, get one, especially if forgiveness is something you're dealing with. So the first thing to remember is that you did the best you could at the time. You can't take information you know now and go back and beat yourself up later. Sure, that young man could have slowed down while pulling in the garage. He knows that now, but he didn't know it at the time. He was doing the best he could. So move into full acceptance of what happened and move out of regret. And then bring it so much compassion towards yourself. Just like I slipped into that kind of mama bear compassion towards this young man who hit me, that compassion made it so easy to forgive him. There wasn't a bone in my body that was angry at him. And so that's what we have to give to ourselves. That same compassion we'd give to another, we have to bring to ourselves and be in that energy of compassion. And then out loud say, I forgive myself for whatever it is. Whatever action it is, whatever judgment you have, whatever misunderstanding that you have. So accepting what happened, moving into that feeling of compassion, and then just forgiving yourself. So let me just take you through a short little process, and again, the longer process is in the book if you want it. So first, just close your eyes for a moment. Just think of something you'd like to forgive yourself for. It might be something you've been holding on to for a very long time. You might be holding on to something you did to somebody 10, 20 years ago. It's time to let it go. Or it could be something that happened today. So just think of whatever it is, and you can do this exercise with different things, and just accept it. And then take a deep breath and move into that feeling of compassion. The compassion you feel toward another, bring that into yourself, into your heart. And then just out loud, I forgive myself for judging myself as, and you just fill in the blank. I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding. And just keep saying that as long as you need to. Take a deep breath in between each one. And when that feels complete, you can open your eyes and take another deep breath. And you have my encouragement and my support to forgive yourself, bring compassion to yourself, and let something you've been holding on to, any againstness towards yourself, go. We all make mistakes. We all have accidents. We all do things we wish we hadn't done. But hanging on to the self-judgment, regret, and anger doesn't move us forward in life, and it doesn't help us get to the learning. So the final step I want to give you here is, from anything you may be judging yourself for, ask, what did you learn? What did you learn? And what are some prevention tactics moving forward? And as long as you get the learning and you make a better effort next time, then you have full permission to let it go. Much love and many blessings. I'll see you next week.